How's it going, everybody? Vin here once again. We're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite from the May 10th, 2023 edition. It was a loaded show. It finally felt like AEW Dynamite has gotten back to its roots of being such a non being able to miss the show. So we started off double Jeopardy match as the winner would earn a shot at the other's championship. As the ROH champion, Claudio Castagnoli faced Ray Phoenix, who is one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions. This match was a lot of fun. It came out hard hitting. It was fast. Eventually, Claudio wins with a Ricola bomb. A lot of this match on the outside of the ring, which was fun, just seeing a bunch of cool spots. Ray Phoenix running on the barricade was kind of cool to see. But Claudio Castagnoli wins, so he and a partner of his choosing will be able to face the Lucha Bros on ROH for the ROH Tag Team Championships. We go backstage and we see Miro return on the mat just randomly. Renee Paquette asks, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He doesn't answer. He walks right into Tony Khan's office. Then we go to the ring. FTR comes out. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal interrupt. FTR says that they will accept the challenge for a match if they admit that Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal have been using Mark Briscoe. Briscoe comes out. He says that this match is already official and he is the special guest referee at AEW Double or Nothing. He brings out tequila and wants everybody to drink for a good match. Sonja ends up spitting tequila in the eyes of Dax Hardwood. Mark Briscoe tries to broker the peace, but Dax, who is blinded, accidentally pile drives Mark Briscoe. So we're setting up a rift here, basically saying, hey, Mark Briscoe is going to probably try to screw him over. I don't think so. I think this is all going to be something that goes on. Then we get Chris Jericho in the back. He announces that Adam Cole has been barred from any arena that he is in. Roderick Strong appears and says, hey, I want a match then against you. And they agree to a Falls Count Anywhere match. But Roderick Strong says, hey, I thought you were going to do this, so I already have JAS barred from ringside as well. I think this is eventually just going to go into the parking lot outside of the arena, and then Adam Cole attacks. I think that's what they're setting up. Then we get Thunder Rosa returning. She heads straight to the office of Tony Khan as well. Then we get Tony Khan says it's very clear that AEW can produce even more content weekly and that a major announcement will be coming next week. I think it's just going to be the announcement of AEW Collision on Saturday nights where CM Punk will return eventually and headline that show. Then we get a match for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy fights Daniel Garcia. This match was a lot of fun. It focused on the injured hand of Orange Cassidy. It was a quick match as Daniel Garcia got a lot of the shine. Cassidy survives a Dragon Slayer and a crossface. Eventually, Orange Cassidy wins with a roll-up for the win. So he retained his title. Building on the story that Daniel Garcia is more than just a sports entertainer, and that if he was more focused on his wrestling, he might have been able to win this match and become the champion. Then we get the Outcasts backstage in a vignette. They challenge Hikaru, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter to a match next week. I thought this was ending up going to be at Double or Nothing, but I'm glad this is going to happen. Maybe we get a women's championship program going in the last few weeks before Double or Nothing. Tony Schiavone in ring interviews Christian Cage. Cage says that he is the top contender for the TNT title because he is Christian Cage. He says he doesn't want to waste his breath on Wardlow's father, but says Wardlow found the father he was looking for in Arn Anderson. He says he wants Wardlow in the ring next week for the title. We all thought this was going to Luchasaurus, building him up. I think this is just the first step of building that program. Then we get a no-holds-barred match. Anna JAS versus Julia Hart. I thought this match was kind of cool. A lot of weapons, just felt like what you would do in a WWE video game. Just trying to attack. But Julia ends up suplexing Anna Jay onto a bunch of chairs. Hits her submission for the victory, so Julia Hart ends up winning. Backstage, we see Best Friends and Bandito. They're preparing for their 6-man tag match for the Trios title. They get to make a final rule, as that is one of the stipulations of the House Rules match, or of their open challenge. They say they want to ban all witches from ringside because they just saw Julia Hart. I thought that was pretty funny. Renee Paquette asked Orange Cassidy, who's also with them backstage, says, "How you doing?" He just says tired, and I just thought it was really funny. I got a good laugh out of that. But then we get to this AEW World Trios Championship match. The House of Black, which is Buddy Matthews, Malachi Black, and Brody King, take on the Best Amigos in Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Bandito. This match felt a lot cooler. They had special mood lighting. They had it all black with this like gold shimmer on it throughout. It really looked cool, made it feel a lot different. I thought that was a really cool touch. This match was a lot of fun. We get a lot of cool moves. Eventually, Matthews hits a knee on Bandito, and Brody and Black hit Dante's Inferno on Chuck Beretta for the win. So House of Black retained. Then after the match, backstage, we see New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kyle Fletcher standing over Orange Cassidy, essentially with his titles from New Japan on his shoulder, basically implying he wants the international title as well. Then we're at the main event. Steel cage match. Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. The big brawl before the match, as BCC and the Young Bucks are all getting involved. Security breaks them up before the match starts. Kenny Omega grabs a barbed wire steel chair, uses it on Moxley, driving it into the skin with a double stomp on his back. Looks pretty vicious. Moxley's back is all bloody. Then we see Moxley take control, eventually start using the chair on Kenny. Moxley then undoes the turnbuckle and uses the turnbuckle hook to fish hook the mouth of Omega. Then we get a bunch of glass that Moxley introduces into the ring. Kenny Omega hits a V-trigger, and Moxley ends up flying through the cage. I thought that was a really cool visual. Omega gets crushed onto the open part of the fence, so he is also just stunned. Moxley uses that to get the advantage eventually. Moxley goes for a screwdriver that he gets from the cameraman. Don Callis steps in and grabs the screwdriver from Moxley as Moxley's about to hit it on Omega. Omega then goes for a one-winged angel on Moxley, but Don Callis grabs the screwdriver after he hits it and hits Omega with the screwdriver, stop the pin. Moxley then covers Omega for the win, and Jon Moxley picks up the victory. So now we're all shocked. We don't know why Don Callis did this. After the match, Callis boasts about his actions, and Moxley posed as he left the arena. We had Daniel Bryan on commentary throughout this whole match. He said, "Hey, I had nothing to do with this. I have no idea, but I'm okay with it." I thought that was pretty cool. We're adding another wrinkle into this story between the BCC and the Elite. So, all in all, I thought it was a really good show. It hit. It felt like there wasn't a really big of a lull in the show, maybe with the women's match, but I really was into it. I thought all the show hit well. Building into next week, building into Double or Nothing, we also had throughout the show all four members of the Four Pillars AEW Championship match splice in with little videos about themselves, and I thought that was cool as well. Tell me what you guys thought of AEW Dynamite in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. I will see you guys in the next one.